After the Great War ended, Germany was left in ruins, crippled by inflation, economic crisis, and an unsatisfactory peace. Though it had vast industrial potential, the nation was merely a shadow of its former self. But from 1933 to 1941, Germany achieved what it had failed to in the previous war. It built a new, seemingly unstoppable army, one that moved with speed, precision, and coordination, shocking the great European powers. By the end of 1941, nearly all of Europe was under German control. From a distance, German soldiers could even see the buildings of Moscow. A total German victory seemed inevitable. But how did this happen? Was it just the strength of the German military? Or was it a mix of careful planning, political maneuvering, and even luck? Let's explore the rise of the Third Reich. The end of World War I brought chaos to Germany. Many believed that the Treaty of Versailles had permanently crippled the country, making a future military resurgence impossible. They were wrong. Germany's path to rebuilding began with the collapse of the German Empire and the rise of the Weimar Republic. On November 9, 1918, Kaiser Wilhelm II was forced to abdicate. The next day, a provisional government was established. By the following spring, the Weimar Republic was officially formed, with Friedrich Ebert as its first president. But the Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh conditions. The German military was reduced to just 100,000 men. Germany was forced to accept responsibility for the war. Heavy reparations crippled the economy. Key territories were lost. To make matters worse, hyperinflation and the Great Depression followed, creating hardship for millions. This set the stage for Adolf Hitler and his party to rise as a beacon of hope. Many Germans feared a communist takeover, and by 1932, Hitler's party became the largest in parliament. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. From the start, Hitler had a clear plan. First, he consolidated power through propaganda and legal maneuvers. Article 48 was invoked, restricting civil rights and suppressing political opposition. The Enabling Act soon followed, giving Hitler absolute authority. Then Germany began secretly rebuilding its military, ignoring the Treaty of Versailles. By 1935, Hitler officially established the Wehrmacht, a unified military force composed of land, naval, and air divisions. Military spending surged, conscription was reinstated, and Hitler positioned himself as the supreme authority over the armed forces. Despite internal opposition, the military rapidly expanded. The Rhineland was reoccupied, boosting Germany's industrial capacity. Then came a series of bold annexations: Austria, the Sudetenland, and Czechoslovakia. The Allies pursued a policy of appeasement, unwilling to stop Hitler's expansion. Within Germany, public support soared. Even skeptical generals were now convinced of Hitler's leadership. By 1939, Germany's military was fully equipped and prepared for war. Their first target, Poland. Germany knew it could not afford a long, drawn-out war. Instead, it developed a new military strategy, Blitzkrieg, or Lightning War. This was not an entirely new concept. In World War I, Germany had attempted to defeat enemies quickly to avoid prolonged conflict. But this time, they had better tools: advanced tanks and motorized vehicles for rapid movement, air superiority for targeted strikes, radios for precise coordination. Blitzkrieg was a devastatingly effective strategy. The key was speed and surprise. Identify a weak point in enemy defenses. Break through with tanks and armored divisions. Use air support to prevent reinforcements. Flood in troops to exploit the breach. Encircle and force surrender. This method stunned the world. Poland fell in weeks. Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, France, Yugoslavia, and Greece quickly followed. The French defenses crumbled as German forces bypassed them through the Ardennes forest. By mid-1940, Germany dominated Europe. With Western Europe under control, Germany turned eastward. On June 22, 1941, Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union, was launched. Initially, Blitzkrieg worked again. German forces advanced 200 miles in a week. 4,000 Soviet aircraft were destroyed. 600,000 Red Army troops were put out of action. Joseph Stalin had ignored warnings of an attack, and the Soviet military was caught off guard. The Germans reached the outskirts of Moscow before winter set in. But this time, Blitzkrieg was not enough. The Soviet Union was too vast. The winter was brutal, and Soviet defenses grew stronger. After months of fierce fighting, Germany lost its momentum. The Soviets counterattacked, and with the help of their allies, began pushing the Germans back. From this point on, the war turned against Germany. The German army's early success in World War II was the result of multiple factors. War, the determination of Hitler's regime to dominate Europe, the years of military rebuilding despite the Treaty of Versailles, the lack of resistance during early territorial expansions, the Blitzkrieg strategy executed by well-trained officers, the mistakes of Germany's adversaries. But, as history shows, this success was short-lived. The invasion of the Soviet Union, combined with the entry of the United States into the war, sealed Germany's fate. The very strategy that had granted early victories was no longer enough to sustain them against a larger, well-equipped alliance. Would you like to see a detailed breakdown of these battles? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our history channel and hit the bell icon for more animated World War II content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.